Hi everyone, I'm Rihanna Bag, Editor-in-Chief at Machine Design. I am joined by Glenn White, Partner Technical Executive Director at Dassault Systems. We're teeing up for his webinar next week called Pushing the Design Envelope with 3D Experience Simulation. Thank you for hopping on this call with me, Glenn.
Thank you.
I'd love for you just to give me a high-level sense of who you are and tell me a little bit about your role at Dassault.
Absolutely. I'm a partner technical executive at Dassault Systems, which means I oversee our network of resellers and business partners. They're responsible for sharing our tools with the general audience here in North America. I've got a 20-year history in design and analysis tools, implementing solutions at companies all over the world.
So you have finger on the pulse. What excites you right now about being within your space?
One of the most compelling technologies is cloud computing. You know, in 40 years of engineering analysis, we've always been constrained by our hardware limitations, memory. And a lot of what we do in engineering analysis is working around those constraints. But with the advent of cloud computing and kind of its ubiquity at the moment, those constraints no longer exist, which really opens the doors into what might be possible as you explore a particular situation or a design space. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited about your webinar next week as we prepare. So that is September the 11th, and it's called Pushing the Design Envelope with 3D Experience Simulation. Give me the gist of this webinar. What would be your elevator pitch on what this webinar is about?
Yeah. So this webinar is all about moving from kind of engineering analysis and the design process as being that final check, right? That the end of the process is this object strong enough, cool enough, fast enough, whatever the problem might be. Moving away from that notion of a final check to a real asset for design exploration. As we design this product, how do we make it the best it can possibly be by fully exploring the design space and testing many, many variants instead of just the final design candidate?
So can you go a little bit deeper? I know I don't want to give everything away, but one or two
Absolutely.
themes or concepts that you will cover in this webinar.
So there's a couple of kind of enabling technologies there. One is the connection between design and simulation. This has been around in the mainstream kind of CAD world for quite some time. Some embedded simulation tools in your CAD tool, but you've always had to make a sacrifice about potentially the fidelity or the quality of that analysis you're doing. So being able to connect some of the most powerful simulation tools in the world directly to your design environment allows you to quickly make adjustments to sizes, shapes, and other parameters within your model to explore them. And then the second one is being able to explore a range of physics in one environment. So being able to seamlessly move from maybe an assessment of electromagnetic compatibility to a thermal assessment using CFD, and then potential strength or drop test or vibration. Being able to do that in one environment without bouncing between three different tools really allows you to trade off those different performance characteristics.
So, sorry, I just wanted to ask. So you will be taking audiences or demonstrating how to do some of this, right?
Absolutely, yes. We'll explore some examples live and in the software of combining those physics, and then using the power of cloud computing to throw many, many variants into the analysis engine. So to get a real assessment of all the different spaces within the design that you can search for the optimal. It's not artificial intelligence, strictly speaking, but has that same notion of like, let's just throw a question at these tools and have it give us back an answer that we can trust and believe in. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds exciting. So one final thought, one final important takeaway for your webinar for next week.
Yeah. Time at the moment where all designers and all traditional analysts should be looking at the tools that are available for them to explore. It's been a real convergence between those disciplines in recent years, and now is a time, well, a fantastic time to be reevaluating the tools that are available within both of those spheres, because as they come together, the real power and potential comes into play.
That's wonderful. You know what? I look forward to the full webinar next week, September the 11th. And I'd like to invite everybody to register, come and join us. We're going to have fun with Glenn White. Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you so much.